Yeah, so that is you in your bike.
That is me. So this is what I want my fellow disabled to have, at least similar access. Like for instance, this one, I can make it go up.
Oh, yeah.
You see? I can make it go up. I can make it go down. You see? So this is the thing that you can do for a disabled person, because they have a lot of other tortures, of which this other thing, if it could be simplified, they could feel like they're individuals in this world. That's the thing that I have in mind. Simplify their lives.
That's why I want you to come to America or to go to Europe to see, like, this bike, how is it related to equipment at home, how the bathrooms are designed specifically for people. There are some, they're not so expensive stuff, they are normal things, but how you design.
And this is how I wanted to link with those people, so that when I'm thinking of this project of building the apartment for the most disabled person in here, in each city, I want to have one apartment for each city in Tanzania to start. It's a way of advocacy. So maybe you could have the right architect, so that you can have the right people to help. It will be one of the passion that I feel very much honored to have it implemented.
So people should go and get your book, which put your book there. This is me. It is not over until I win. Please make sure you get the copy, and I'm going to share the link also for your center, which is this one. I'll go to share this link of this center for people to be able to do that, and they are so much thankful for. I'm happy to meet you today, and I've opportunity to. I'm going to work with you, find different resources you can be able to share and keep in touch. So don't disappear on me.
No. And speaking of that, about the products, about the glass, the mugs, the products that I've designed, so that when I sell them, the little that I have, I invest them in the projects of this kind. They're there, but people have already taken the
so we'll see also, like, just the simple things like creating, having an account for PayPal, and also we'll see the project what you have, and there is something called GoFundMe. You can create some sort, you can be able to write a story and you make a short video like this one, and we are going to share there. People can be able to donate. So you have the budget, maybe how much it is, but the person who has it to open the GoFundMe must be in America, because it's American, because there is a certain way of taxation. After donating, you must be in the US or Europe. There are certain countries I can be able to help that
on my behalf.
So there are certain things I have to get from you, like official documentation, all those kind of things, so that when you go to right there, and once the money is coming there, the government will take certain their money through tax or whatever, or the GoFundMe, they take their money, and a certain amount of money will be able to come directly to you. You can be able to do that. So you need to have the proposal kind of that, so that you can be able to share with people, and here and there it can be able to help in one way or another.
That's great.
So
nice meeting with you.
Myself, I'm so much happy meeting you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And this interview will be able to share on Instagram, share on YouTube for some people to know you and get your book and to get your story, and also be able to contribute to something on your center. Maybe some people in the ministries or people into other partner organizations that can be able to work with you. That will be our dream, and that will be our happiness to see that happen.
Thank you very much. You can also share in the same can also share in one of these.
Yes, I will share the content, the LinkedIn account, website, everything I'll be able to share.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rosemary.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
Thank you. And remember, always never agree and believe any prediction, negative prediction, which doesn't empower you. You are told you were supposed to die in 7 days. Now you are not.
No.
So.
And I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward, and I want to help others as well.
So see you in America. That is the goal.
That's the goal. See you in America.
No problem.
No problem. Cheers.
Come there, do your PhD, get more connections, go and get more experience over there, get more companies to work with you, come and build your center here.
Exactly.
That is the goal.
That's the goal.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome guys. Today it is a very interesting day. We have a very inspirational person here and we wanted to have interview. Her name is Dada Rosemary Choma. She was having some medical situation, but those didn't stop her from reaching her goals and dreams. So we are going to have all those kind of the background and see from her medical paralyzation at the age of 2 and being predicted by the doctor that you are supposed to die by the maximum within a week, 7 days. But now 7 days have passed, 7 years have passed, years and years. And how does she be able to do all those kind of things? Welcome to the EBM Scholars.
Thank you very much, Ernest. Very glad to be here. And I'm so grateful to start with to God, who actually made me believe that He is Almighty. Yeah, as you said rightly, that doctor predicted that I will perish in 7 days. That was a time when I was only 2.5 years. But imagine, I always keep asking myself, how many 7 days have passed since then? So this is one of the reasons which make me believe that maybe God wants me to do something very powerful in this world. No wonder, even if I get stuck, even if I get some challenges, it's the thing that drives me from within, that I remember that doctor once said that I'll perish in 7 days, but if I'm still around, I'm still alive, it means I have a goal to.
And are the doctors still alive?
No, the doctor has already passed away. So you see, 3 years ago.
Yeah, so sometimes that's before the senior say that there is one person has disabilities, a PhD holder. What God usually says, never believe any prediction that which doesn't empower you.
Never.
Because they predicted before he was born he's going to die between like the age of 0 and 2, something like that. Now he's 50, 60 something, and he's the PhD doctor, whatever, and all doctors already died. So
never predict. Never
believe the prediction which doesn't empower you.
Never.
Or the prediction which is going to put you down.
Exactly. And not only that, when I stopped working 3 years ago as well, nobody believed that I'll be, am I crazy or what? But that time I had this kind of healthy situation of which none of the person understood me. It was just my myself. So when I resigned, so to say, now from the resignation, 3 years I've managed to write a book, get it published, launch it, and now I've even come to think of having this center of which the aim is to empower and to dignify the lives of the most vulnerable persons with disabilities in Tanzania, Africa and beyond.
The world.
The world, you see? So I want, because I believe society do not understand how valuable people with disabilities are. So I want to be like a symbol, to symbolize that we really can. So the suffer that I've passed through, I want to be a solution for the future generation, for those who are disabled, to have a better life. So I have a lot of things in mind. I've projected them in this center through a 5-year strategic plan, which is just like candid drafts. But I'm looking to get the right persons, the right partner, the right individuals to work through and with me so that we can have this dream realized. But I believe it can.
Let me start with the center. For people who want to see, the name is Ann Rose Disability Center. That is the name of the center. What do you do on this center, and when did you create this center?
Okay, the center was created as a result of this book. Initially, the name itself, the Ann Rose Disability Center, it came from the union of the two names. As you can see, there is ND there and the Rose. So my husband's name is Andrew and I'm Rosemary. So the reason why I want to say that this is a center to dignify the lives of the most vulnerable person of disability, because I was married despite my disability. So it's a symbol, and I've been in marriage for now, this is the 19th year in marriage, and we have one big boy. And I've got many other children, not just from birth, but the people who support, people who love, who want to work with me. So it will empower people with disability in terms of giving them education, empower them. They shouldn't despair, and also to educate the society on not to stigmatize people with disability, and as much as possible to include them in all the activities, but also to provide with decent lives. So one of the things that I will do is to dignify the lives of people with disability in terms of social life, in terms of living. So I'm thinking of building the apartments for the most vulnerable person with disabilities, because we know many people are having the apartments for able people, but none of those are meant.
They are not have accessibility.
No, accessibility is a problem.
Because, for instance, like for people who do not know, you are using a special bike, which it is very difficult to go to many buildings.
It is.
Still, this one is modern, but it's very difficult to, most of the apartments, they don't have special accessibility with people with disability.
Yeah, like we've seen that people had to lift me up. It's an embarrassment to say, so to say.
Yes.
But if it could have been a friendly, a rap kind of stuff.
And that is part of the human rights.
It is. It is.
For instance, in the US, you cannot have the public transportation without being able to go down for people with disability, or the apartments or the public buildings without accessibility to people with disability, because they are taxpayers too.
Yes. And not only that, even on the part of equipment, the equipments for people with disability are sold at a very high price, surprisingly. While they're supposed, in the real context, supposed to be sold in a lower,
subsidized.
But
in another way.
So this center, it will be a way or a voice to speak about this, and in the end, I'll do like a foundation or a trust, of which it will be more of a social kind of involvement. This is like profit making, but the profit which is earned just goes back to the initiatives.
So can you tell about the book? This is me, about the book. How did you come with the idea, and what is about the book? What is inside the book? If someone wants to know just motivation behind to write that type of book.
Okay, the idea about book is to let the society get a feeling on what people with disability are going through. That's why here it says, behind the curtains of a disabled world. There are those lives which are behind the curtains, which are on the other side, of which is not known to the community. And these lives are very tough. They're very tough to the extent that they create psychological torture to these people, which in the end, you can see that many people are generalizing that disabled people are very stubborn. They are angry because they do not understand what really life these people are facing, even before going to do the social activity or economic activities. So their survival is doubled before even they go to look for other means for living like other able people are doing. So it is my life, a portion of my life, a true one, but it's not all, just to give a reflection to the community. And I've thought of a solution in here. One of the solutions is about the center. I think of giving the education from the kids to the abled, to the elder, high level, from nursery school, secondary school, vocation. But to start with, I'm starting something small. So I need people to support this passion.
Yes. You talked about education, and we know for sure the primary schools up to the university level are not designed with accessibility or support of people with disability, because I studied in University of Dar es Salaam and I saw the difficulties people with disability in their dorms, even if they give the first floor, but the toilet, sometimes the water can come there and they don't have the bike or something to go into their rooms, so that becomes a challenge. We started with one lady, she has a disability in terms of hearing, and she was the first deaf to study at the University of Dar es Salaam. There was no official interpreter at this university, so she had to depend on the friend. So those are some of the challenges. So what do you advise advise to people who are building schools, let's say private schools, the government, what do you advise to them to think whatever they do into those kind of support?
Okay, my first advice to any builders, those who are concerning with any infrastructure kind of building, they have to think of accessibility. But I understand as well on the other hand, if you don't have a problem, you cannot just feel. So I want to be an example. In my project, I have these two projects. Charity Begins at Home project. In this project, one of the things that it will do is to do this kind of schools, to be an example, how the school should be built, or how the hotels should be built, or how the livings should be built. So from there, because I'll do a lot of advocacy training, maybe I'll be an example, just like how others are doing, but my plan will be a consistent, a permanent one, sustainable kind of, because I've lived in this life. I understand how it feels to be disabled and challenged.
And it is different. Your center is very unique because most of the center is someone like me. I build the center for people with a disability, but I met, for instance, for myself, my brother was in a wheelchair, so I understand, but I didn't experience myself sitting on that wheelchair.
Exactly.
So my opportunity playing soccer, everything, my brother didn't have that opportunity.
No.
So there is a psychological part. We don't have the counselors.
No.
So your organization will have a very unique support because everything you went through, you can be able to put that one with the first hand instead of me thinking, oh, maybe they need this one, but you know what you needed. You felt and you lived that kind of life. So one of the way I'm not person like to support you, like money-wise, all those kind of things, but even information, which I call for people who have information partnering organization to work with the organization in one or another to make sure that you can be able to achieve those big things you are trying to do.
That would be very wonderful.
For instance, the university started, the University of San Diego, they have one center each year. I don't know about during the corona last year they didn't do, but each year they call peace builders, or people who have NGOs to deal with the community changes, to go and make a presentation for 2 weeks, everything paid, to go to the University of San Diego because it's a school of peace. For me, I see what you are doing, you deserve to be there to make those presentations and learning from that center.
It will be wonderful.
And
wonderful
by being there to see, we're not talking about the rights of people with disability, by action in buildings and roads and everything, will be also eye-opener to give you more opportunities, and you can have more partners while you are on site to be able to do that.
Amazing, that's wonderful. To be very good.
So for me, like one of the things I've said already, I would help your book to be on Amazon, but also like making sure that you get the opportunities, like opportunities is somewhere around there in that particular way.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a more informational person, and one way or another can be able to help in those kind of ways.
Thank you very much. Just to add on into there, you can just take the website, because I have a website which is there in the business card. But
and
it's
I'll put on the
www.androsdisabilitycenter.com.
Yes.
So in there, when you go into that website, there is a kind of a WhatsApp kind of button. You click there, you can just send any information, so I'll get them right away.
And also another way, you have to create like PayPal account if you don't have.
I don't have.
Or I will just help you with those kind of information, because people can donate. Because donating, someone can donate $10 here, $20 there.
Okay.
So those will be, because someone was, I want to help
support.
Just maybe $15, just one-time donation.
Okay.
But instead of going all those kind of ways, you can have the ways, like if someone wants to send maybe even Western Union, what will be the way to be able to do that?
Okay,
so I'll post those information on the account.
Thank you very much.
And some other few questions I want to ask you. For people, we know people with disability, one of the challenges we are talking about is people to have education. But you are very educated. Can you explain your education background up to the what level? Though I know, but what level you went through in education, and how were you able to achieve that level?
Okay, I now have a master's in project management. I finished from the University of Dar es Salaam just 2019, and prior to that, I also did a bachelor in business administration in the same university. back then I finished my Form 6 at one of the girls' secondary school called Weruweru Secondary School
Yeah, I know
in
that.
Moshi.
Yeah.
And,
Which year did you finish bachelor degree?
2013.
Okay.
2013 and master's 2019. Yeah, so I'm now pursuing for PhD, but not because I want the PhD. It's just as a way to dignify the lives of the most vulnerable person, because people believe it's like a symbol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like me, I want to do PhD just to have PhD, not just for the work one. What I can advise you, and one of the things I do is to give information to guide people on getting scholarships to study overseas. You don't need to go to study University of Dar es Salaam for PhD with the 4 or 5 years. Go to study in the US, go to study in Canada, just for at least those 2 or 3 years. Take a break, get experience from other countries.
Exactly.
So that is the area. If you want to go to study there, there is no problem. I believe you have very good scores. I have no problem with that. And then you can be able to work on those logistics to apply. Or you can do another master just to go. For instance, right now, there is a master's for chevening to go to study in England for 1 year.
Okay.
And you can do another master.
Why?
What is the problem? But
yes.
being there, it gives another perspective, another experience. Exposure. So we'll work also on that particular area.
Thank you very much.
How did you manage to go, because we are talking about the infrastructure, to study and still get good grades up to the level you have?
Okay. As we've seen, my bachelor and my master's is for Open University.
Yes.
That means it's not a normal channel.
Yes.
That means I struggle all this way. At least from primary school, the school was a disabled school, Salvation. I mean, that was perfect. Yes. And I got good memory for that school. I thank God for that. Then from there, I was chosen to go to Jangwani Secondary School. It was a day school. I wasn't able to do that. So I was taken to Kilakala. The Kilakala school was still, the infrastructure was not that good. So I struggled.
Yes.
I really struggled. But I'm so grateful for one lady who helped me there by the name of Fatuma. She was trying to take food for me, you know, this kind of logistics. But still, I had my personal life, which tortured me really, and hindered my performance, I could say. And then even in Weruweru, the school was good spiritually, but sometimes the infrastructure somehow was not that good. But also, being not close to the family somehow, it hindered my performance. So I didn't do very well in my Form 6. Yes. But that's why I was able. It was not possible for me to go straight to. So I had to do some courses so that I finished my bachelor and then also my master's. And I have a zeal, I have a passion to have my PhD.
And so that's why on the title of the book they say it's not over until I win.
Yes,
which is a very good spirit.
Yeah,
I like
it's not over until I win. And if you could just read more about it, it says this is me. Okay.
This is me. This is me is a book that tells you to continue with the struggles, no matter the circumstances you face. You might be broke or broken, stigmatized or disabled, but life must go on. This book tells a story, a real life story of a strong African disabled lady who has gone through fire and she still holds on her dreams. Reading this book will help you understand the truth behind the curtains of disabled world. It will help you get rid of stigmatization towards people with special needs. Disability is not inability. Rosemary wants you to understand that most disabled people don't want you to feel pity for them. They just want to be loved and given the opportunities available. So, thank you. Yeah, which is very, very true.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah. So I have a passion to articulate to the university that disability is not inability. So I have a passion to educate the society and my fellow disabled persons, never giving up, never giving up, never giving up.
Definitely.
Never giving up.
And if I ask you, I know now the bigger project for the rest of your life is more about the center, more about
trust,
and more educational, making the book more worldwide, all those kind of things. Do you plan to write another book?
Yes, of course, yes.
On what matter?
The title that was just rolling on my head was Dear Husbands. And another one, Stop Stigmatization. So the two titles have been rolling all over my mind. Dear Husbands and Stop Stigma. Those are things that...
What will be about the Dear Husband one?
Yeah, to tell the real life about marriage and the love and the relationship and the passion and the intimacy and the development, kind of. So, sometimes you could think that you want to do something, but you can fail to do something.
Yes.
But then you have to do something. So it's just like somewhere there. Don't wait.
So, if I ask one question, what were your dreams while you were a little girl growing up? What is your dream? What do you want to become?
Yeah, the only thing that I remember that kept roaring in my mind back then was I never want to be a beggar.
Yes.
And I said to myself so many times that I want to study very hard so that I can have my own job. That's the thing that I used to think back then. I want to study so that I can have my own job, so that I can help myself, so that I can help others.
Yes.
That was the spirit, that it was like this. I want to help,
Which
to have a
what
job.
is you are doing right now.
Exactly. To have a job so that I can help myself, so that I can help others. So when I stopped that job, when I said it was a pinchy thing that I was the least to do, but it was necessary for me to do. But I did not know that something like this will come. So I now know that God wanted me to do that, so that I can have a wider range of helping, because there, due to pressure of work, I wasn't able to do it. I wouldn't even be able to write this book. So I'm glad that...
If I may ask this question, I don't want to look like very insensitive, but I want for people to understand, because one of the points you say, people want to feel pity on them. And because I had a brother of the same similar situation, I understand some of the things what he didn't want. But in the current situation, maybe you might be on your bike there, and you want to ask someone time, please. When you want to say please, someone is thinking that you are begging for money.
Exactly.
How does that feel like? What I just want to ask for the time or direction.
It's very bad, I tell you. And I feel like crying when I say it, because it's like people look at the person with disability like a person who always there ready to beg. It's very, very bad. So when I used that thing there, I really meant that people think that a disabled person always they want to be pitied, they want to be pampered. It's not
someone wants sometimes just let's go to have a story about Simba and the Young like normal other people.
Yes, exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
Let's talk about politics like normal other people.
Exactly.
It's not about,
Exactly. And the thing that people don't understand, something that people with disability, they cannot love or be loved.
Yeah.
They are just normal humans, just like anybody. They have hearts, they have brain. So if they have brain, they can think through things. If they have a heart, they can also love and be loved, but with respect, of course.
Exactly.
So it's the thing that I want to have a platform to let people understand and give disabled people the right dignity they deserve. They are not dignified as they're supposed to. They're a normal person like anybody. And that some of the things are reduced. The capacity of doing something is reduced. Only that. It could be hearing or seeing or moving. Just the reduction of capacity in doing things. But the rest is perfect, just like other people.
How old is your son?
Now comes 18, going to 19.
What is he doing? Is he in school?
School, yeah, he's at school.
What level? High school?
High school, from 6.
From what combination?
PCM.
Wow, that's tough. I mean, I'm the worst in science, I'm the worst in math. So PCM, PCB, I give them high respect.
Okay.
Okay. If I give you the opportunity to ask me questions, what are your questions to me?
Okay. The first question is that when you first saw me, you grabbed into me and wanted me to I would have known you for longer period than when it has happened.
Yes.
May I know why?
Number one, when I saw that book, I didn't know you have disability, and I didn't care much.
You see?
I didn't care about disability. First of all, I didn't see about that. Like,
Okay.
that's number one.
Okay.
So I had the book of fighting. I have to win. I have to succeed. All those things. That's number one, the biggest drive. So I have seen the logo about your organization, but I didn't know who is. So when they announced Anne Rose, what is? I didn't know. I mean, so maybe she didn't show up because I see all the men there. So I was just chilling until you took the mic. Oh, so this is Anne Rose, because I didn't connect. Like, you have the. For me, I didn't see that kind of part. Number two is when someone is writing a book, and especially about their life, they believe deep down their life is very important. They believe that their story can change someone else. So for me, when I say my book is on internet, I say, I've never seen this book on Amazon. I've never seen this book in America. So why this nice book which I saw, because in some WhatsApp groups of books and other things, but this book can be that. So that's why the first thing I gave you my business can say, let's connect. I have to find it the way your book must be on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't, and whatever I'm doing, it's not because you have disability. I don't look that way because my brother doesn't want that one. He's not. He's no longer alive. But that is not something like. So for me, it's just how can we be able to do this one? And what I'm doing for other people, even if people with disabilities. Oh, I see you have a book. You have this one. You have this one. But your story is the best, and what you want to do, not just for you. You want to change the entire country. So that is bigger. You need some support of one way or another. Just someone with advice or some inputs of here. Just someone else. Oh, have you checked this country of UN? They have maybe this country. They have this type of fund. Just information-wise, it can be able to help you and what you want to attain in the future.
Yeah, and reading this book, sometimes when you read, maybe you can never understand some of the stuff because the way I've written. Like for instance, reading this book from beginning to the end, finishing it up, you could come up with an idea that this person is very well off. I think, I have a feeling that people are used because the way I've written. But the thing is, let me just tell you few connection things to connect. In here, there's somewhere where I wrote that I flew to Zanzibar when I finished Standard 7.
Yeah.
But someone could think that I'm pampering myself.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wanted to put it there is that time I did not even know that I might have a relation from that side. Yeah. And that time I was not that bright in class. I was a normal average student. But I did not understand why did they choose me. Yeah. Out of those children to go there is still a puzzle to me till now. I haven't got the answer yet. So to me that is like, I don't know why. That's why when I think it over, I say, okay, maybe God wants me to do something. Why did He choose me there out of those kids? And that time I did not even know that I was related, because now at least I know that I might be coming from that side. But that time nobody knew. That was one. Another thing, when I was in Tanga, for the 11 years when I was there, they gave me the responsibility to be a choir leader.
Yeah.
Sincerely, in my whole life, I've never been a leader before.
Yeah.
But those people gave me a role to lead them.
Yes.
In my heart, I was trembling because I know my history. I've never been even a monitor. You imagine. But then they gave me the big responsibility. Yeah. But strangely, every year when one term finished, they kept choosing me. But they gave me a lot of challenges, though they gave me responsibility.
Yes.
And in the end, before I left there, I helped them, us of course, and of course with the effort of others people. We raised up to 10 million using the choir practice CD and stuff. But when one of the parish priests left, he gave me those money, and I kept those money for hardly a year. And when I left there, I gave them the money, but I put the money in the bank. But if a person reads that, the imagination that will come is very rich.
Very rich.
But that time, you can't imagine because I wear a brace, long. That very moment, my brace was breaking here and then, and for me, if my working, my mobility stuff are not in order, I feel more tortured than if I get malaria. So that time I had issues with my brace, of which it was needed at least 3 million to make a new one. I failed to do that, but I kept the money for the choir people, 10 million in my possession, in my custodianship. Well, nobody even knew that I had that money. But when I resigned, I let them know, please come here, there's this your money, which I actually kept for 1 year, and I had a lot of problems. So it's all about trust, it's about me. It's like if you give me tasks to do, I cannot count my problems into other people's resources. Yes. So like now, I want to help this society of disabled people. So if I do that, it means I mean.
Yes, and
that's why I use
people should partner with you, not to feel sorry. Just like we are going to partner. Okay, we are support. Okay, you want to do this. This is a very good idea. What should we do together? Like supporting kind of that. So we need people to bring this kind of support to just for overall, because this is big what you are planning to do.
It's very big. I know it's very big. That's why I'm starting in portion, having the book, having the website, the email address, and now I have an email address.
Yeah, I see the info at andrewsdisabilitycenter.com. And the phone number is there. I will put the phone number also.
Okay. There's the LinkedIn. There's Instagram account.
Yes,
but later, this one, I'm thinking of multiplying it to be a foundation or trust, where we can have a bigger coverage of helping this, because now it's a center.
Yes.
You know, but later, because I just use my own resources, I don't have any donor to help. But the idea is big, and I want to help these people in a sustainable manner, not just one time when it breaks. No, I won't be happy. I want that when I die, these things, it will be all in policy, in operation. It's like that. Yeah.
Any other question for me? Any, ask. No?
Why do you think you have this kind of passion? Because you were so much touched, apart from your brother being in this situation, because we've seen other people where their families member are having this, but still they're different. Why do you think you yourself, you have this passion of helping others, especially the disabled?
For me, I think it's just overall how I grew up and how our parents raised us, based on overall just religious teachings, and we are very close to the cathedral and the study seminary, want to become a priest. So there is a certain skills, behavior we grew up as a family. So that is number one. So that's why, for instance, it's not about this one. You find that most of my books, some of my books are for free online.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, for me, there are certain things like, if I can be a bridge to make someone's dream realized. That is one of the things I enjoy most.
Okay.
Sometimes that is going that way. But for me, I see, like, when it comes to the people with disability, it's becoming more personal for me, because we might have exactly the same abilities, intelligence, but you might not be able to get maybe score like me, because you have extra challenge, because there is stairs instead of something. So there are so many unnecessary things which, if we remove them, you and I, we can compete at the highest level. But now we see, like, a majority of people, they are not going to school, not because they have problem with their understanding the class, it's because of infrastructure, for instance. Or it's because, for instance, I'm giving an example, maybe because they have to get certain kind of equipment to use, and the equipment might be maybe $50.
Exactly.
But if that person gets that equipment, the person will be happy, the person will be able to succeed in so many things. So instead of just giving one people like 100, 200, just this one. But you can create infrastructure to that particular person and the surrounding environment. The person can be able to succeed on himself or herself, but also to their families too, and the community at large. So what you are doing is very, very big.
Thank you.
So for me, my job will be finding any resource I see to connect with you and your organization.
I'll appreciate.
So that is what I'll be able to do in that way.
Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
how many are you in your family?
13. I'm number 11 out of
Wow.
13 children.
Are you from Tanzania? Are you Tanzanian?
For the law, I'm not Tanzanian because once you take a citizenship of another country, you are no longer Tanzanian. So I'm a US citizen, but born and raised in Tanzania, from Kigoma. You see accent Kiha.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm originally from Tanzania.
So you only came because of the speakers conference, or you came?
No, I came. One of my brothers is sick.
Oh.
So I'm traveling on Monday to go to Kigoma to meet him. But when they prepared this one, so they told me, so I was supposed to travel today.
Okay.
So I changed it to travel on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so-
kind of you. Very, very kind of you.
So
When
that-
you go there, please send my regard, because the way you treat me, it's like you've served God. Because when I came here, I didn't even know that I'll meet a person like you. I've been sitting, like when I said in the conference in there, I used to call a lot of people, at least several. But when I called Roderick, when he came once, and see, today I've seen you. So I'm sure, like when seeing you, it will be another bridge. Because I believe God wants to do a lot using my physical disability, using my personality, using my education, using my whole being. So I leave it all to you, because I know we believe through
Networking, connection. Yes.
So help me so that this what is in me that God wants me to do, it should be a reality.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And one of the things that I was looking to have, if God will help you get a person to support me, I wish to have a PhD before the age of 50. And I've got just...
for the scholarship wise, that leave to me. That is easy part. It's just writing resume, like how you can be able to write, because you can write, but there is a way you put in a competitive way. I can convert it. Those are minor things for me. Yeah. So I have no problem, because the difficulty would be like, oh, I didn't finish even high school, so how are you going to get the scholarship?
Exactly.
You have masters, getting another master's, getting PhD.
It's easy.
That is easy as long as you apply. There is a certain way when you apply.
You let me know.
Don't
take
worry
me
on
through.
that. Yeah, those are the easy part.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I've been helping many people. Myself, I go to them, and I have books about scholarships. So I have 3 books. One is Swahili, 2 English one, and one is a specific PhD book for scholarships, all available scholarships in America. Yeah, it has over 400 pages.
Wow.
So you'll get. I will leave you with that one with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I have here. If you're looking for PhD, okay. So this will be your book now.
Thank you very much. Wow. wow.
Yeah. So
And one thing before you end up there, just give me some techniques, because I think due to a lot of stigma and torture, I feel like somehow my reading ability is reduced, but I want to continue uplifting. So I want you to monitor me on that.
Don't worry at all. The difference between studying in Africa and studying over there, if you fail, the teacher is the one failing.
Okay.
Because they deal with individuals.
Okay.
And the class maximum number of people would be maybe 10, 15. So
Thank you very much for this book.
yeah, so
It's the beginning of another journey.
yeah, so PhD scholarships for Africans in the United States. So next time we'll have an interview with you in my home in America.
Oh,
so
wow.
that is what I believe. So.
Imagine. Thank you.
Yeah. So
God bless you so
and
much.
if we do correctly, because you were studying, you were supposed to start next year. So probably end of next year you might start your studies. So
thank you
get
very
ready.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
very
really
much.
appreciate it. And may God keep blessing you.
Amen.
And people want to see your bike. That is your bike.
Okay. Can I just move around?
Yeah, you can.